Hello everyone, it's Calvin. Thanks for checking in today's video. Today is July 2nd, 2013. Let's get right into the SPY. Okay guys, just want to do a quick update before the July 4th holiday, guys. The volume's going to get pretty light, so just want to do a quick update, just so you guys know what I'm seeing as we enter into the holiday weekend. Okay guys, tomorrow we have a half day, so I expect a very short, maybe some action the first hour or two, and then the volume's going to die off for the rest of the week. Okay guys, if you guys recall my last video, I said this was a bearish retracement, and a decent spot to go short would have been at the death cross right here. Sure enough, you had many pullbacks, but pretty much nothing really to write home about. The market's actually holding really well, but if you did take it for intraday, 1 or 2 day swing, as you can see, went right into the death cross right here. It kind of already in spirit hit it right here and then pulled back, and sure enough, you got another hit of the actual hit of the 50. A lot of people were waiting for actual hit of the 50-day, and it actually pulled back nicely there. But right now, what I'm seeing, it looks like we are holding the upper 382 retrace of this current move. Okay, guys, even though this is a down leg and bearish retracement, this current move up here, it's actually holding a 382 retrace. See this up move, and we're actually consolidating an upper 382 retrace. So it does look like it looks like it wants to maybe head a little bit higher before resuming the downtrend, because we're still in this downtrend down move. So what I'm looking at, I think the upside potential, perhaps, if the job number is good, if we could, or any kind of news, that we might probably hit to the gap fill, and that is at the 163.44. Okay, that's my upside target. Even though the measurement does take you higher, I don't believe we're going to get any higher than that. I don't think we're going to go any advance any more higher than this trend line here. So this is your current pivot highs. If you connect the pivot highs, this is your current level, I think, right around the 163.80. So for this week, that's why I see the max side potential. I think after the holiday weekend, 4th of July weekend, I think the markets could get a little jittery again after some rumblings with the Federal Reserve. That's what I'm looking at right now. Okay, guys, let's look at intraday. I had some beautiful scalps in the last few days. Pretty much called the bottom for each of these. Yesterday's down move caught the bottom here. Was at an important level. I saw it on the ES mini futures. Also, the 150-day moving average here. Caught it here. Did not want to hold it through after hours, so I just took it, my money, and ran right there. Beautiful scalp right there. And also the low of the day again after the close. This was a beautiful hit of the, I believe on the ES was the 50 moving average on the 60-minute chart, and that was a nice reversal. Also, it was the 1600 even number on the EMINI features. Okay, that was a beautiful little scalp there, and took it off to the first candle and a half right here for a quick gain. Okay, and it pulled back after that, but nonetheless, beautiful scalping right there. So a beautiful week for me so far. Let me show you what I did for option writing. A little bit risky, a little bit scary, but after the holiday, during the holiday, it's usually traditionally a bullish period. The volume gets very light. Let's go to the daily chart and see what the volume's looking like. Pretty light. I mean, considering the volume we've been having, over 300 million shares there, 250 in the middle, 250 now. Barely can't even get to 150. Really right around sitting at the 150 million shares traded. So the volume is relatively light. So I do anticipate kind of a neutral upside bias for the next few days. But we'll see. I already, we're still holding this retrace. Let's look at the intraday chart again. So what I'm seeing right now on an intraday basis. It's pretty choppy at the end. It looks like people are scared to hold this over the holiday weekend. So we're seeing a nice late afternoon sell, and I was lucky to take advantage. Knowing how to read these charts, I was able to take advantage of the low and pretty much ride it. Pretty much at least half of this move. Once again, I did not want to hold into the close, so I was not looking to own this until Wednesday. Pretty much want to stay in cash. Besides my option writing, those are pretty much out of the money puts that I sell, so those are pretty safe. And I'll show you those puts that I sold right now. Pretty much all the way from 158 to 156.5. Because in this general vicinity, I think 158 could get a little stressful if this is a head and shoulder here. If this makes another right shoulder and it kind of breaks down end of week, it could hit 158. 40 in that range, and that's like it's hard to say because it's a rising neckline, so you don't know where it could break. If it breaks up here, generally the vicinity what I'm looking at is the target of this gap fill here. That's probably what I'm looking at, 158.50. That would be my target to the downside this week. So that could get really close. It really depends what happens later in the week, so it's up in the air what happens. But that's what I'm looking at. We still have a rising 50 moving average, and we're still above this pivot. So as long as we hold this 160 area, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt that we could hit that gap fill on the daily chart. Okay, but we are stuck between these moving averages, guys. Okay, so that's when you hit important resistance on a daily chart. That's when you stall out or pull back. Right now, we're just consolidating below it. We're just consolidating below that death cross. These two moving averages here. That's exactly what what's happening right now. Okay, so just consolidating nicely here. Got some narrow range candles. So let's see. I'm waiting for one more leg up to short this market. Okay, nice pierce of this gap fill perhaps to this trend line. That would be a nice spot. So if this week by Friday, if we happen to like burst through this, it could be another fake out, maybe one close back above here, but I'm going to take a chance and short this with a small position in this gap fill. For sure, I would take a gap fill right here. This gap fill, as long as the intraday pattern looks fine, I'm going to short this gap fill for a day trade. Okay, guys, so that's what I'm looking at on the intraday and the daily time frame. See if this trend line holds here. It could trigger a head and shoulder pattern. This is your left. You zoom back out. This could be your left shoulder, head, and this could be a right shoulder forming in the next day or two, and see if that breaks down. Or let's see if we break this upper trend line here. We're kind of just riding these. We made a high here on Monday, and then we made a lower high right here the next day. So let's see if this continues to be the trend here. Kind of stuck between these moving averages. I'm sorry, between these two trend lines. Okay, so let's see what happens there. Beautiful week for me so far on the SPY. Just selling out of the money options. That's working out beautifully. Let's look at the IWM really quickly before I take off. Just want to give you a quick update, guys. It looks like it's making a bullish consolidation too. Just in this range, and just stuck between this range right now. This could be considered a bullish, pullback or a falling channel after an up move. So I'm just going to have to see how that works out. Qs, pretty much the same deal up in the upper ranges of that of this little channel. Okay, it's cutting through it a few times. And these are not exact. You went into pretty much the same deal, death cross. This is pretty much what I call it on the SPY. You went into this area here and you're stalling out here, so you shouldn't be surprised to see that. Apple's seeing a little bit of strength after the seems like after the end of the corner selling. It seems like there's lack of sellers now after everyone just dumped out. A lot of fund managers just dumping it before the end of the quarter. So the clients are not seeing it in their holdings, and it's kind of just start fresh. And so to maybe getting some new buyers right now. Right now, all it is just a counter trend bounce. And you're getting some good volume on this bounce, but you can't be surprised. This is a very important pivot. Okay, this is pretty much where you had to defend it if you were bullish. Buyers had to step in here, and sure enough, they did defend this pivot right here at 386, getting a nice three bar move. It's gonna pull back right here. After a 3-bar surge like this is 3 bars up, 1, 2, 3, and pretty much wide range bars, big volume into the 20 moving average, which is my blue line here. That's just textbook stuff, guys. And also, that was a very important pivot. See how this red line was very important before? It was support here, support, broke down, got back above support again. Now on a breakdown, it's going to be resistance. Okay, so that's a very important line. The 420 is a very important level on Apple. Okay, let's look at Amazon. Amazon, I believe, is at that pretty much the 280. Double, triple top, what do you want to call it? Still having trouble at this area, but it's holding this upper range. I'm not surprised if Amazon does break to the $300 level, and that's where I'll look to maybe sell some out of the money calls and perhaps short it on a pierce of 300. But right now, this is holding up very nicely. It's pulling back, but it's resilient, it's coming back. Moving averages are starting to space. It's holding the 20, 50, above 200, and now it's kind of starting to uptrend again. So doing very constructive work right now, Amazon. It's a pretty nice looking chart. There's a price line. Really quickly before I take off, guys. Let's see, before the nice holiday, price line still riding its upper range of this. I did say it will attack this double top, and sure enough it is getting a narrow range candle now. So I do anticipate let's see the volume is kind of dead here, so I don't think it has enough volume to take us any higher. And I do have a narrow range kind of candle at this upper range, so also into a time count, so be careful there, guys. If you are in price line, be sure to take off some right there at this, just based off what I'm seeing on this pattern right now. Anything else I want to take a look at really quick? Gold, I saw some out of the money puts at 110 last week, and beautiful. That was the bottom, and now you're getting a nice counter trend bounce. Right now it's just stalling out the 10-day moving average. Look for some resistance at this gap fill. But you know, I'm looking for lower prices. I think this is just another counter trend bounce. I think if you, to own it for long term, I'm looking at the $100 level, just a $100 even number. I think that's going to be a decent sweet spot. Based on other factors, also 618 Fibonacci retracement too. Look on a bigger time frame, you can see so more factors. Go on a weekly chart. You know, pretty much it went into this pivot here, and I'm looking for this breakout here at around 98, 99, $100. That's going to be a beautiful spot. This is where gold broke out back in 2009. That's going to be, it looks like an inverse head and shoulders that, you know, broke out. So you know, everything love any kind of chart, love to retest these breakout areas. So that's where I'm looking at. 618 Fibonacci retrace. This looks like a kind of an inverse head and shoulders that I had here. So that would be a lovely spot for it to revisit and for a bounce. Okay, guys, at the probably pretty much 96, 97, 98, $100 level. That's where I'm looking at on gold. Called the breakdown, guys, weeks ago. In my last video, I actually nailed every single call. Not to, you know, not to brag or boast, but yeah, pretty much the last time, I believe the last time I did gold was pretty much when it was breaking down here and this descending triangle. That pretty much met the measured move for the first target right now. Now it's getting a nice counter trend bounce. That's gold chart, the GLD, ETF. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update what I'm seeing going forward into the July 4th weekend. I hope you guys, if I don't talk to you guys until after the holidays, I hope you guys have a great, safe holiday. Enjoy, and I hope you guys have a great trading week. I'll talk to you guys later.